This clip is from the Piano Inspires podcast, Season 2, Episode 16, featuring guest Penelope Roskell with host Sarah Ernest.
As teachers, it's what I've been talking about really already.
Mm-hmm.
We have a responsibility to look after our students physically,
Mm-hmm.
and also to nurture them as artists. Now, and to instill a love of music, isn't it? And love of art, and the higher things in life, really, the things that we really live for, as musicians. And we can't always get that right. And there are things that every teacher will do wrong and regret, and they look back and think, oops, I really got it wrong with that in that lesson or whatever. But I think if that's what we set ourselves as our challenge, then we'll get somewhere along that route, And especially if you're a young teacher, you're not going to get everything right. And, maybe a student will be practicing in a very unwise way and they might hurt their hand. Maybe it's something you couldn't prevent. You just didn't have the knowledge. You didn't have the experience. So in that case, you ask somebody who does have the experience for the extra support, or you find it out online or wherever you go.
Yeah.
And then you come back and you'll probably, will have learned from that experience, and you'll be an even better teacher in the future from it. So we learn from our mistakes, don't we?
We
All
do.
of us.
And it's one of those things that I'm so grateful we have such a community in our field of people and experts and other teachers. And actually that brings me to a question I wanted to ask about EPTA, the European Piano Teachers Association. So I would love to know more about that community and what that's like in Europe and the UK.
Well, EPTA is the European Piano Teachers Association. It was set up by Carola Grindia, more than 50 years ago. And there are branches in nearly every country in Europe, and also actually in other countries. So we've got EPTA China Associates, we've got some in South America, we've got Israel, we've got lots of different countries. And the UK is actually the biggest country branch, and this is where it was set up. And I've been a member of EPTA for most of my life. It is our professional piano teachers organization. It's a real community. Just at the end of last year, they asked me to be chair.
That's
so
wonderful.
Chair is what other people call president. It's the sort of, it's the sort of... and again, my immediate reaction was, oh no, I haven't got time for it. And I said, no, I'm sorry, I'm much too busy and I got books to write and things. But you know what changed my mind?
I want to know.
Of course, we'd all been through the pandemic.
We had.
And we'd felt the loss of community.
Severely.
Yeah. And it's, I was doing a lot of things online and I was continuing all my work really, but there's nothing the same as being in the same room as somebody, is there? And then I came on the NCKP conference last July.
Excellent, yes.
And I loved it. And I thought, such a positive experience, so inspiring, not only to me, but I think everybody felt it. And I think it was the first we'd had since the pandemic, wasn't it? Was that right?
Yeah.
The first in-person real big gathering.
Indeed.
Yeah. And I came away buzzing and full of enthusiasm. I thought, there's lots that I can take back to EPTA here and into practice. And then we also had a national conference in London in July, which was much smaller. It was a fairly small one, first one since the pandemic. And it was just such a joy to be back with people again and sharing things and learning from each other. And so I thought, I just want to be a part of that. And I'm not really the sort of person who tends to embrace a leadership role. I tend to like to just get on with my own work and work with my students and not get involved in admin, which really I find very tedious. But again, I thought, well, I think as an older musician, we have a responsibility to take on leadership roles in a way that brings people together, creates a stronger sense of community, and starts to empower the younger ones.
Absolutely.
So again, I did a little bit of deep thinking and decided I'd take on the role.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad I did. And people were saying to me, well, what do you want to change? And one of the things was actually greater collaboration with other organizations. So it's been great to meet people from Francis Clark Centre, from MTNA, NCKP, while I'm here. Just exchanging views, helping each other out, supporting each other, sharing resources, means that we all become stronger. We're all more able to support our teachers, and then the teachers are more able to support their students, and so the whole, it benefits society as a whole. Mm-hmm. So the greater collaboration was a big thing for me.
Be sure to listen to the full episode on our website, pianoinspires.com, on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.